I made a deal with Don Shula. It's time to go. Never said a word. Nothing. There was a fly flying around the room. Never said a word. Fly flew in front of him, and he squashed the fly and got up and walked out. And I never saw him again. That's one of many things that really happened. And how, again, bringing you back to today, Josh Gordon, you name it. People fall in love with a player's ability and are willing with everything. And the Patriots have had their share of that. They are willing, as I would then, not now, to take a chance on somebody, but it never works. So that's part of Josh Gordon, that's part of that time.
I love that story about Sea Crime. One of the things that Upton wanted to talk about tonight was, we opened the book with basically, I would argue, one of the biggest moments in his life, certainly a life-changing moment, when his dad unexpectedly passed away. In the stadium where he had been a great college player at the University of Pennsylvania, where he had owned the Eagles, he now was a commissioner in Upton. Was a young dandy at that time, in his early 20s at the game with a bevy of beauties around him, I'm sure. And suddenly looks out and sees...
By the way, nothing's changed.
And there's the proof, right there. But suddenly there's a commotion late in the game. The Eagles have scored to take the lead, rare occurrence. And they're playing the Steelers, which they're two teams that Bert Bell had owned. And Upton looks and he sees some commotion in the end zone stands, out with the masses. And maybe you can just say what happened.
Well, all of you are in here tonight, I'm sure, understand the ironies of all of your lives. All the things that you plan don't necessarily, in most cases, work out. It was October the 11th, a day or so before my birthday. I was playing basketball at Sal College with not a worry in the world, and went to the Eagles game with friends of mine. And they were playing, ironically, and you can't plan this in life, and you'll read about this in the book. The Eagles, who Bert Bell founded and owned, were playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who he then owned with Art Rooney and coached, on Franklin Field, where he was the quarterback, and in 1917 threw the first forward pass in American history in the Rose Bowl. Last 2 minutes of the game, I'm looking across the field, and this friend of mine said, there's somebody down on the other end, and you'll see the picture in the end in the book. There's somebody down in that end zone. So he gave me the binoculars, I looked in, and it was my father. And this is, to this day, still the most difficult thing that I deal with at age 81. And the reason is this. The hardest thing I think in life is to accept sudden death, because you never get it back. There's no time to mourn nothing. So I look across, and I see this person, and Ron described it beautifully. Fat in the suit and everything else. He gained a lot of weight. And this man down in the end zone, right across, and Joanne O'Neill took the picture, which is in the book, because I sat in that exact same seat. And so I jumped out, knowing I'm pretty sure it was him, and ran across the field. I think I ran on the field, just as the Eagles were going down to score the winning touchdown. And again, you can't put this in the movies. HBO would pay millions to have this type of ending. I ran across the field, and when I got up there, he was doubled over. As he was essentially dying, Tommy McDonald, friend of mine, Hall of Famer, just died himself, was crossing the goal line with a pass from Norm Van Brocklin, also Hall of Famer. As he doubled over, the winning touchdown of the team he used to own was being scored. I got there, and again, kind of finding the irony of life, they had gone to the Steelers bench, which he used to coach, and the Steelers were almost as bad as the Eagles, but not quite. And they ran up with the oxygen to save him, and the oxygen didn't work. And somebody yelled out, the only funny thing about it, he said, typical of those son of a bitching Steelers, just when you want to save a life, it doesn't work. And it didn't. So he died that day, and Art Rooney, his partner who he had met with in the morning, the hospital where they rushed him to was right up the road from Franklin Field. Art Rooney was in such shock. Walking up, he didn't realize he was on the trolley tracks and was almost killed walking to see the final moment of his friend. I will say this, and in this chapter, the boy became a man that day. Because later on in the week, the second shock was a call from the Philadelphia National Bank that said, we can't make the deal. And we as kids said, what is the deal? He had decided he was going to resign as commissioner, buy back the team he founded for $900,000. If he had lived 2 more days, I'd be the spoiled kid in the stands of Philadelphia. They're just a schlock here. So that's the lessons I learned are still here today. That basically takes one act and you're gone. And that's what helped me grow up.